Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Teardown Lab. I was at the Oxford Gaming Market today and that's absolutely fantastic for me because they're generally held in London and other places where I'm less inclined to just pop in. However, for about £5 and a 10-mile odd drive for me, it was definitely worth turning up. So I thought we could go through a few little bits that I bought and a couple of extra stuff that I've got recently, and just to show you what I've been doing with these. So this is an Xbox 360 Wi-Fi adapter. It was the £10. If you haven't got one of these, it'll be probably odd if you have got one but you don't have an Xbox 360. But this just is like a Wi-Fi adapter, like you get for a laptop or PC. And Xbox 360 obviously didn't have Wi-Fi built in. And this is what you use to add them. So they're super handy. You can still run quite a lot of stuff on Xbox 360. As far as I'm aware, I've used one yesterday and it just seemed to perform as normally. And I could run Plex and things like that. In fact, the Plex experience of an Xbox is way better than a Fire Stick. So for £10, and I can just add that to one of the spare Xboxes, that's no problem at all. This is something that caught my eye and I was very pleased to get it. £20 seems very reasonable, and it's a Super Game Boy and it's adapter for adapting, believe it or not, Game Boy games onto your Super Nintendo. Now I've never actually tried one other than maybe in a Curry's in the 1990s, and the idea behind this is that you can just pop your regular Game Boy cartridge in there, put it in the Super Game Boy and it will play. Be interesting to know if it works with the Game Boy camera. It's the sort of thing that would be a bit dodgy, might work, might not. And then the controllers just route through to the normal SNES controller, so super cool to get that for £20. I've been really wanting those for quite a while. Likewise, this Gear Master adapter, and this is to allow you to plug Sega Master System games into your Game Gear. Now the reason I got this is I grew up with a Sega Master System, but I still don't currently own one, and they seem a bit too expensive, so it's unlikely I'll really own one. But just for that nostalgia feeling, I do occasionally would like the idea of playing games for the Master System. I don't have an EverDrive for the Game Gear, which I believe would allow you to do such a thing. So this thing seems the next best thing. I do like that it's got a screw hole here to make sure it's definitely located. It'll never pop out. So you just put in your cartridge. I like that the cartridge faces you, so everybody can see over your shoulder and then see what you're playing. Let's see how well it works. So this is the Castle Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. Only hearing a whining. Got a blow in it. Come on. Whew, just when I was starting to panic, I had to just use a little bit of the old contact cleaner on the edge connector of the Game Gear side. Come on. Produced by or under license from Sega Enterprises. Yeah, Prince of Persia's not doing anything. At least we did see the title screen. Let's go back to the Castle of Illusion. I'm kind of worried now. Could it be the games? Oh, that one's making the whining sound. Oh no, don't tell me I wasted £10. I did put a bit more edge cleaner on this one and it did go a bit further. I'm wondering if my screen conversion is an issue. I'll have to check. When you install these screens, there is the possibility that the Sega Master System, I think there's an extra line in the cartridge to detect the Sega Master System. I don't know if that's an issue because the screen on board would have to know that that's happening, so it would adapt. Yeah, okay. I don't have another working Game Gear to try that, so maybe it doesn't work. So a bit of a disaster really. I'll leave those aside for now till I can find somebody with a Game Gear to try them on. Because the other Game Gear was totally dead. However, I was looking to do a screen mod on this one, but I might not do that. I might just change the caps in it and keep this original, just so I've got something standard for these. The other bits here are the R4s. Now if you have a 3DS or a DS, regular DS, or it says here DSi, you can run these, and they're actually really useful, obviously, for putting it on backups of your games. So you can have all of your game library on a single cartridge. So I got a couple of those because I've got quite the collection now of these handheld systems, and Yeah, I don't like to have a handheld system without something in the cartridge slot, and there's only so many copies of some of those shovelware games. I don't really want to own loads of shovelware games, so these are way better options. The only downside is, of course, you have to get your own micro SD card, which is not really particularly big a downside. Now you can find multi-carts. So by the way, these are the equivalent of their drive, just so there's no confusion. You can get these multi-cart games, it's like 200 in one, which to me just looks like one of these with an SD card already in it. So if you want something with a few ROMs already to go, you can probably find them. And on the same note, I got this in the week. I think it was about £6 odd, or something reasonable anyway, that magnitude. And you can see by this packet, which says slim cable and fat cable, it's something for an Xbox. And what it is, I can show you, it's an Xbox mod chip. And I believe this one can do some sort of crazy thing where it jitters the drive signals or something. So it gets over the copy protection on an Xbox, so it can run games from the drive. Now I'm hoping, of course, you can back up your games, because I've basically got a large Xbox 360 games library that I haven't really played, but there are titles on there I would like to play, and I'd love to have it more mobile. So instead of having that whole massive shelf of games that you bought from CEX for 20 quid, you could condense that down onto its hard disk and just have them good to go. Something like this would really help. I do believe, though, it's not as trivial as just plugging it in, unfortunately. There are some things you have to do I think you have to buy a chip programmer so that you can read off some codes via SPI from the drive, and then it will do some magic in here. It isn't a trivial process, and hence that's why it's not been installed. Interestingly, on here, I did notice there's a switch on board that says fat and slim, so there's obviously some differences between the two. And then this one says PRG and NOR, so I guess that's probably in programming mode, and then you're switching that to some NOR flash or whatever it might have on board here. And then you've got, look, A, B, C, D, E, F going from right to left, ground and 3V3. And then on this side, look, you've got VCC, GND, TCK, TDO, TDI, TMS. They suspiciously look like some sort of SPI bus signal there. And the fact it's on an edge connector, maybe it plugs into the back of a drive or something. Who knows? I'll have to start digging out the guide. So there, that's my fine collection of TAT. Please let me know if you know anything about these and their compatibility with any of these LCD screens. I mean, I feel like I don't want to give up just yet. I will be willing to try. Actually, let me just try a regular game, just in case the whole thing has got dirty edge connectors. You can see that works fine. And look at the resolution. That's definitely Game Gear resolution. Pay close attention now. Ready? I'm going to zoom in. You can see that's really big and chunky, right? Okay. So when we put in one of these, it was actually a high resolution, which makes me think that it can do the Master System mode. Let's see. You see that? That's actually a high resolution mode, so it's kind of working. What? Yes! Yes! Okay. Let's try it out. It's fantastic. Maybe it was just dirty cartridge slots. What's this start time 15 minutes business? Your health. Oh. Just start the game already. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty decent version, isn't it? I mean, bearing in mind, I'd have only played it on a PC in CGA graphics. This actually looks quite pucker. Yeah, yes. Right, well, I think on the success of that, I was just about to wrap the video up, but I think we want to see some of the other things, don't we? Come on, Castle of Illusion. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please work. Well, I didn't get that far before at all. Yes! So I don't know what was going on, but it's happy now. Just a bit of dirty edge connector. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What was... Practice mode must be for kids. Oh, that screen looks gorgeous. Look at that. It's so sharp. I cannot imagine what this would have been like to play in an original screen Game Gear. Awful. Yes. I've got this. Yeah, it's all coming flooding back. Castle of Illusion is so good on the Master System. If you haven't played it, actually play it. The Master System had such cracking games. I mean, it was all... By the time the Mega Drive was already out, you see, the Master System obviously had writing on the wall, but there was loads of games came out still for the Master System that were just absolutely stonking. And I don't know if that's because it still had a pretty big following in South America or something, so he just kept making them. What was this one? The Ninja. Oh, look at that. It's like something you'd make in Shoot 'em Up Construction Kit. I never played this as a kid because the box art looked so rubbish. Yeah, probably a little bit like Time Soldiers or something. Well, there we go. Fantastic. I guess it all worked out. Go to the gaming market thing in Oxford. Support it so they keep coming back. And as ever, thank you for watching.